Hey everybody, welcome to Trending Thursday. My name is Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest. Glad to be here, glad to have you here. If you can hear me, by all means, please respond in the affirmative, preferably with VV Nation, and let me know that I am coming across loud and clear and where you're tuning in from today. If I seem like I'm on one today, it is. I've had about 17,000 cups of Cafe Bustelo today, and I am wired. And from the Jockey Club this morning, folks, we made money on our stocks in our day trading room. I'm out of everything right now because they all hit the criteria of the 3 crossing below the 8, but we made money on the stocks that we were in when we left the Jockey Club this morning. So I think we had a good trading day, and I think it was Bed Bath & Beyond. We made about 11% on this morning just alone. All right, so we made some good money. LABU we made money on. It was another stock. LABU, I forget what it was, but we made money on all of them. The ones that we left the Jockey Club with. And for those of you who don't know, we do have a live day trading room every day from 9 a.m. until 10:30. And those are the stocks that I'm talking about. Today was a good day in the market. We're going to take a look at it. I think it was all about the Fed minutes and people now digesting it. The market said pretty much, I'm tired of going down. And now we've got a little bit of a bump up. But is it sustainable? Is it sustainable? It was you. Right, that's what it was. Thank you, Mark. And we made money on that as well. We did make a little bit of money on that stock as well. So if you're brand new to the channel, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you'll be alerted when live streams like this come out, as well as videos. I've got the 6 p.m. video for tomorrow on our YouTube channel. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about just quite yet, but I got to record it because Joey says I have to, and if I don't, he's going to get mad. And then when he gets mad, nothing happens, but he's just going to get mad. By the way, say hi, Joey.
Hi, Joey.
Well, whatever. You're so slow on that. He's in the background. He's my producer. I've got people here from Florida. John is from Florida. Mark is from Central Florida. I actually got to meet, where's Kirby's not here. I got to meet Kirby in Florida. I got a lot of Florida people. Martin is in St. Lucie, Florida. Maria is up from Maine. That's way up north. Yeah, I can't like Maine because that's like Boston, and I'm a Yankees fan. So but I like you, Maria. Ray says, hey, thanks for the good work you and your team are doing for us. Thank you for that, Ray. Thank you for being here. All right, Glenn, twice a day out of 5 classes, says Rodney. Evidently, Rodney, you must be listening to a lot of stuff on VectorVest. Scott says, the market listens to your command for it to go up. Remember, I did that live yesterday? You remember that, Joey? I made the market go up. It's had nothing to do with anybody but me. I'm the one that made the market. I did it live on Afternoon Market Action, folks. All right, so Robert is here from California, San Fran. You know, if I go to California, the place I want to be the most is in San Diego. I think that is the most temperate place to be, temperature-wise, in the United States. I love San Diego. Rodney says, Reno, the biggest little city. Maria says, I'm a Yankees fan from the Bronx, but you're living in Maine. But I'm glad you're still a Yankee fan. Ulrich says, Glenn, happy today? I got so much energy today, folks. Ooh, you just don't know. San Diego is awesome, was just there, says Robert. I got you. All right. Glenn, I thought you loved the Red Sox in Boston. Yeah, John, no, that's not the way to go. That is so not the way to go. All right. So we got a lot to cover today. As you can clearly see, looking at our gauge into the market, looking at our traffic light. Look at that. I got somebody who just subscribed to this channel. Thank you for that, Brett. I appreciate that. We got a lot of yellow, but we got a good update today. Now, keep in mind that the Fed said yesterday in the minutes that he's still going to have to be more restrictive. And I think that was sort of kind of baked into the market, that the people knew that inflation is still high, that the Fed is doing what they can from the standpoint of slowing down the economy. That's all that the Fed can do, is slow down the economy. By the way, another couple of things. If you like the content, folks, don't forget to hit the like button. And because I got all this energy today, you want your friends to be here. So I need you guys to share this link, this live link right now on your social media circles, whether you're on Facebook or whether you're on YouTube. I need you guys to share this today because I got a lot to bring to the table. All right. If you've never seen me hyped up, today is the day because I am ready to rock and roll. And I'm ready to find some stocks for you guys to invest in, even from a real-time perspective today. So holy smokes, guys, you need to invite your friends today. Today is the day. Today is the day you need to send the invites. If you've never done it, today you need to do it. All right, so someone just asked me on Facebook, Glenn, how long will this rally last? Now, my biggest point in looking at a rally right now, even though the market was looking for a bottom, it has been for the last couple of weeks, probably last month. The problem is, what news is pushing the market higher? Are the minutes from the Fed enough to keep the market rising? Well, gas prices are going down a little bit. Why? Because demand is pulling back. Why is demand pulling back? Because prices are so high. But wait a minute. Before I go there, July is coming up. We're getting into the heavier, hotter months, and I'm seeing that most likely demand will pick up as we start to get into summer vacations. All right, so I think that the gas prices falling, oil falling is going to be short-lived. Again, now this is just my 2 cents. Prices are still, and again, I know it's a tough thing to say right now. I still think that oil has got the way to go up. Why? Because the demand is still there and the supply is still small. I think that people wanting to get out of the house because they don't want to fly because the prices are inflated, maybe they're willing to still pay, especially if prices come down. It's a little bit of a way to get people to, hey, I'm going to drop gas prices a little bit. And maybe they're saying, all right, we can go and drive again. And they want to get away. They just want to get away. And so I don't know how long the rally is going to last because I still think oil prices have a ways to still go up. All right, that's that. And then my wife was in South Carolina for the past couple of days. She was able to get gas for like $4.09, where I think in our neck of the woods, how much is gas for you, Joey? Gas in general is sitting about $4.50, $4.60.
I saw $4.29 this morning.
Say again?
$4.29 this morning.
$4.29. So gas prices are coming down, and I'm thinking that it's the prelude to start to get people thinking about, well, maybe we can drive. All right. But the heaviest driving months are on their way right now. So I think that demand is going to pick up. The reason why gas is coming down right now is because demand is slowing down a little bit. But the supply issue is still an issue, and we'll see what goes on with that. So I saw gas today. John says he saw gas today in New Hampshire at $4.59. I don't know what the price is overall. Biotech don't need a catalyst. That's true. I just did a video. I didn't do a video. We talked about biotech moving. We're going to talk about biotech moving today as well. It's a hot industry, folks. It is a hot industry, and we're going to look at some biotech stocks. $6 in Reno, excuse me, says Rodney. So let's get into it. Let's get right into it. I'm going to go to the program. Here's the VectorVest composite, new highs. I'm looking at intraday 5-minute bars on the VectorVest composite. I'm also looking at intraday 5-minute bars on the S&P 500. Even as we are talking, we are at session highs today. Today is a good day to be in the market, but that doesn't mean that tomorrow is also going to be a good day to be in the market. Volatility is still high. It's above the value of 20. It pulled back today, which bodes well for a good up day. All of the major indices were up as we saw. Let's go back. Put me back on my first screen. Which screen was that? Which screen was that? Yeah, all of the major indices are up today. All right, nicely. And the biggest mover is the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is up over 2%, but everything else with the Dow, interesting that the Dow is not up at that 1% gauge, but everything else, to include our VectorVest composite, is up over 1%. Today is a good day to be in the market. Which one were you on? Market scene. There you go. Okay. So today is one of those days that it's a good day. You shouldn't be sitting on the sidelines, but I'm not going to tell you to have all your money in the market today as well. Take what the market gives you. You hear me tell you about that over and over again. Whether the market gives you a good day or a bad day, there's no reason why you guys cannot make money on whatever type of day that comes in. You'll know that even in the jockey club on a down day, if the market overall is, just moving up, or moving down, I will take a look at contra ETFs. There's no day that we don't try to take advantage of something. So no matter what the market gives you, this is more of a trading scenario right now than a long-term or swing trade scenario. The market's gonna, let's do this. If I want to look at this from a longer-term perspective, the question comes up is, how long will this rally last? There's the trend of the market, folks. That's over the last 3 months. All right, there's the trend of the market. Today is a good update, but the overall trend, whether you're looking at the composite or you're looking at the S&P, the overall trend is down. This is why I'm saying you don't back up the truck. When do you really start feeling more comfortable or confident with the market going up? When either the VectorVest composite or the S&P break through the overall downtrend in the market, then the market's got some legs to start to hopefully move higher. But what's going to make that happen? We need to have some kind of a positive catalyst to push us out of the downtrend. Now, Ulrich says, gas inflation. Do you remember when the Germans and the other Europeans walked their overweight bodies in the empty Autobahns once a week and left their cars at home? Listen, I'm thinking that I've seen a lot of people, whether it's on social media or not, riding bikes now more so often, especially if work is not that far away. I'm seeing a lot more people riding bicycles or taking public transportation. I think that is a way to overcome high gas prices by using alternative means to get around. All right. So everybody knows that I've got a Ford Excursion. That my truck has stayed parked. It stayed parked. I started up once or twice a week just to, start it up. But other than that, I'm not driving it. And I'm thinking that a lot of people are in the same boat, especially if they have a secondary vehicle that is a truck. They may not be riding right now in that vehicle. So again, the demand is falling somewhat. All right. But we are still in the early times of the summer recess. Now, let's go look at this. Here is a line that I'm going to draw. I'm going to do it on both. Here's the little uptrend right now. Here's a little uptrend in the market. And what are we forming? If you're looking at the market graphically, what is the market forming? Somebody type it in the room. You guys know what's going on, but let me hear it from you. Oops, what's going on? Oops, they do it again. What kind of formation is forming technically by way of the graph? What kind of formation is going on? Somebody type it. I'm not looking at the chat yet. I know you guys know. It's a wedge. Absolutely. And what is a wedge? The wedge is a consolidation pattern. It's a consolidation pattern. So we're looking at both the VectorVest composite and we're looking at the S&P 500 forming a wedge. Now notice that we formed a wedge not too long ago. And where did we fall? Outside of the wedge to the downside. Well, we've got another one going on right now with the nice recent up move or uptick in the market. Nice up days today on both the composite and on the S&P. Folks, we'll see what happens. All right, I'm not going to try to guesstimate at what's going to happen. I don't know how long this will last, but I can see graphically what's going on and get a better feel of if we have more upside or not. The market is just going to the orders to get some liquidity and then it will drop big time. We'll see. Again, I'm not going to guess. I want to show you what's happening so that you guys have a heads up on how to trade this. That's all that I want to do. Talking about gas prices, Ronnie, wedge looks promising. We'll see. We'll see. Explain the wedge consolidation, then see if up or down bounce. Explain the wedge. A wedge is looking at a level of lower highs and higher lows. And at some point in time, here's the wedge. At some point in time, it's got to break. It's consolidating to a precipice. To a vortex, to an apex. One of those. All right. And it's got to break one way or the other. And that, if it can break out of this existential, I'm going to use a lot of big words today, existential downtrend, the market may have some legs to move up. Or if it's going to break to the downside like it did here, look at the wedge here, boom, 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 break. Here, boom, 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 break. So we've got at least an idea of, as long as we stay above this uptrending line, the market's going to have legs to the upside. But if it breaks down below, we know that that's an early sign to get out. This would have been a great day to get out rather than riding the market all the way down. This would have been a great day to get out before riding the market all the way down. Existentiality. I like that, John. It gapped, therefore it's a gap wedge. Oh, where's the gap? Well, I got a gap here. You talk about here? I got a gap here. You talk about, well, I got another gap day today too as well. Again, a good update. What time frame are you looking at for the wedge? I'm looking at right now 3 months. I'm looking at a 3-month time period, Jay Will. All right, if the SPY crosses $400, we may see 410. Well, where's my wedge at? My wedge is right about that $400 range. All right, it's right about my range. JDT says it will get exhausted. Again, I don't disagree with that because what's moving the market higher? What news has changed that's moving the market higher? So JD, I'm with you sort of kind of on that. But I'm going to take what the market's giving me, and right now it's giving me an update. It's giving me some kind of an uptrend. I am not going to let that go. Everybody on board with that, yes or no? Everybody on board with that, just as a basic, plain explanation about what's going on. Everybody on board with that, yes or no? Type a yes or a no. Listen, type a yes or a no in the room. Don't get me hyped. I'm already hyped. Type a yes or a no in the room. Think people are becoming comfortable with the idea. Well, we'll see. Hey, now the yeses are coming in. I'm telling you, don't mess with me today, folks. I am hype. Woo! No mugs, but I am hyped today. I'm telling you, today is the day you need to have some people here. Today is the day you need to have some people here. All right. So this is just an overview of what's going on in the market, my explanation behind what's going on in the market. Today is a good day. And I'm going to put this back on the intraday 5-minute bars, current day, intraday. And still, even as we talk from a day trade perspective, folks, we're still hitting session highs. We are still hitting session highs. Did oil report and unemployment move the market today? I don't know what the unemployment number was. I was doing Jockey Club, and we never talked about the unemployment number. But you know something? If we're supposed to be in a recession because textbook GDP is down for 2 quarters in a row, if we're supposed to be in a recession, part of being in a recession is poor jobs. Jobs are still in abundance right now. People are still looking for people, with the exception of companies like Tesla. Nobody's really talking about laying off people yet. And during a recession, most companies are affected by rising inflation and rising interest rates that they try to cut to save the bottom line and keep them in the black. And one of the things that they do is they start cutting jobs. That's really not happening yet. All right, so partly we are in a recession by GDP, but overall, I don't think that we're still in a recession yet. And guess what? The Fed's getting ready to raise interest rates again. Is he going to stay hawkish, especially if the economy is shrinking? Now you have to ask yourself, are we really shrinking as an economy? And the whole idea of raising the interest rate is to slow the economy down because it's running so hot. Some people are thinking that we should just let it run hot. Well, if we let it run hot, then inflation runs rampant. And if inflation runs rampant, what are people going to do? All right, so I'm just looking at a lot of different things, folks. Jonathan says, I would be surprised if tomorrow ends in the green. We'll see. And again, that's a product of volatility. All right, that is still a product of volatility with the wild swings. Today, though, we're still steady moving higher. Even as we're talking, we're still hitting session highs today. So today is a good day to be in the market. All right, let's talk about some news that's going on in the market. We're going to start with rates. Speed up rate hikes to stop sticky inflation. Bank of England's man says. Listen, as much as I was all on board with a 100 basis point move for the Fed, I think stay right where he is right now. You know what the funny thing is? And I think this is going to be a very funny thing. What happens if inflation starts to fall? How do you still keep raising interest rates into falling inflation? That's going to be a tightrope that he's going to have to walk. Why? Because inflation may be falling, but it's not at the level that it needs to be from the Fed's perspective. And he's probably still going to have to raise interest rates, even though inflation may start to fall. It's going to be very, very tricky on how he handles this, because if the market is still running hot and he's raising interest rates, what's eventually going to happen, we will get into a full-blown recession. I think at this particular point in time, we'll see. All right. So this is an interesting story. Oil plunges under $96 as recession fears mount. But keep in mind, we're still getting ready to get into the heavily traveled season of the summer. And keep your eyes on oil. Just keep your eyes on oil. Gas prices set to tumble, and everybody's talking in the room, talking about how they can find gas at a lesser price. Glenn, go to bottom fishing. Should we be waiting for follow through? Oh, yeah. All right, today, one day doesn't make a trend. Always remember that, Mike. One day does not make a trend. You'll hear me say that as well. I love that today is up. I love that we have an opportunity to make money in the market today. But one day doesn't make a trend. And you know, today I am going to open up the floor to looking at your individual stocks. And I'm going to be brutally honest on those stocks, especially if you're holding them. Sometimes when you put those stocks out there for somebody to take a look at, you want to hear them say what you want them to say. That's not always going to be the case. And I brutally won't do that. But what was the question? Oh, bottom fishing. I'm not ready to go bottom fishing yet. Not yet. We need more confirmation. But what else we need? And I'm going to show you something as well. I'm always going to show you something as well from a bottom fishing perspective. Hi, Glenn. My Apple options at 138 strike. Put 10K now, almost 80 pro. That's a lot of money to be putting into one play. That's a lot of money. Now, I don't know how much money you got, but that's a lot of money to be putting in one play. NASDAQ was in an EMA squeeze at the close yesterday. Again, folks, with this, again, one day doesn't make a trend. All right, so that's on oil. Talk about supply issues. Millions tested in Shanghai as China grapples COVID resurgence. We all know there's a lot of stuff that comes out of China. All right, there's a lot of stuff that comes out of China, and this could slow down supplies again. All right, we were trying to get a stranglehold on the whole supply issue, but we'll see. All right, but this is something to keep your eyes on in the background. Now, one of the fastest moving sectors, industries, let's do this. I'm going to show you this as well. So for me, what I did is I ran this search, and I'm really loving this search for those of you who are VectorVest subscribers. I'm doing a 10-day price delta on industries, but I put an extra line in here. So I want to see what industries have gone up the most in the last 10 days. But I also want to find industries that have gone positive in the last 20 days, but are increasing in price even more over the last 10 days. And when I run this, and this is why this sector or this industry is rocking, look at this, drug, biomedical, genetic. Now, we track 241 industries. Right now, this industry is number 69. Look at this. 20 days ago, it was up 6.25%. Over the last 10 days by itself, it's up almost twice that. That's why this sector or this industry is so hot. And being able to find this like that is amazing. Alex says probably he loaded. What are you talking about, my friend? All right, but that's why I'm looking at this industry. 6.25% over the last 20 days, but even ramping up even more over the last 10 days. Mike says, I'm finding the EMA squeeze has been a great, especially in boil and cold, both daily and monthly. I think the EMA squeeze by Stan Heller is an awesome way to play stocks. We won't talk a lot about that here because it's for our VectorVest subscribers who've taken that course to understand what the EMA squeeze is all about. So I won't expand on that here. I won't do that here. But it's a great way to get into any stock or industry. Jonathan says, inflation will continue for a long time. However, we may see deflation, which is a different animal. And Jonathan, I challenge you. I think we will see stagflation more so than deflation, or a combination of the two. 10,000 options play on Apple. Oh, okay. I got you, Alex. I got you. Only way. Listen, That's a big number to put on Apple. And you know me, that's my favorite stock in the whole wide world. Should I buy more Moderna and Novavax? We'll take a look at those. Remember, I'm going to be looking at some of your stocks today. So Scott, hold on to that and we'll take a look. All right. So that sector, that industry is moving. So let's go to my viewers. Here's my stocks for today. All right. And oops, hold on. Was I finished with that story? No, not yet. So in that space, I've got a news story on Astria. Astria Therapeutics presents new preclinical data showing differentiated profile of STAR 0215 in development for treatment of hereditary angioedema. Oh, yeah, I had to say that like several 100,000 times to make sure I said it right here. You're getting smarter, Glenn. Well done, says Michael. Listen, it's not me. It's the software bringing out the things that need to be talked about. It ain't me. It ain't me, man. And I appreciate that, Michael. It ain't me, but it's the positive, and I've done a lot, being in Trending Thursday has really opened up my mind to looking at a lot of different aspects of stocks without pigeonholing myself into anything. And I don't want to pigeonhole you guys into anything because a lot of people on YouTube are saying, go buy this stock because blah, blah, blah. Listen, I may look at a stock and say it may be okay to buy short term, but long term, I'm going to give you the aspects of it as well. All right. Michael says, Glenn, the software is a tool, but you are an interpreter. Listen, again, the software has given me the opportunity to open my eyes to a lot of things. I think it's Joey helping you out behind the scenes. Joey isn't just a pretty face making Yeah, he's not even a pretty face, but he's an awesome individual. He ain't helping me in the background. All he's doing is helping me to look good, and that's not a hard job for him. It's not a hard job for him at all. So this is a stock. Go ahead, Joey. What'd you say?
It's a full-time job.
It's not a full-time
benefits and everything.
It's not. You get no benefits.
Health insurance benefits.
Health insurance and benefits to make me look good. Whatever. All right. So this is one of the stocks that I'm going to be looking at today, and it's up 16%. On the other side, the HMOs, the medical HMOs were another hot industry, and United Healthcare has recovered above a key indicator, which was moving above the 200-day moving average. All right, that's big for them. All right, so from a news perspective, that's all the news I've got. Like I said, I'm trying to do a lot more with just looking at stocks, more so than just reading headlines. Someone called me out on that a couple of weeks ago. So, wow, John says, sounds like Glenn is high maintenance. Wow. All right, so I'm going to put the question out there. Does anybody out there really think that Glenn E. Tompkins Jr. is high maintenance? Type a yes or a no in the room. I'm going to put it right here, right now. Does anybody think I'm high maintenance? Put a type of yes or a no in the room right now. All right, so with that, here's my stocks. Boston is here. Hi, Boston. All right, so I just want to say, for sure, wow. I want to see who's really on my side and who's on Joey's side. Wow, there it is. Joey put a poll at the top. You can answer in the poll now. You can answer in the poll if you think that I'm high maintenance or not. Joey put the poll up there. Make it up there. And Joey, of course, is going to type yes. All right, so here's my stocks. I'm going to have a preferred watch list today that I want to pay attention to, and I want to tell you why I want to pay attention to it. But from the standpoint of biotechs, I've got CDMO. I like it in the space. Why? It's got great upside potential. It's not a real safe stock, so this is more of an aggressive play. It is moving up. It's a buy recommendation. They grow their earnings at a clip of 51% a year. HZNP, undervalued. Good upside potential, good safety. Now, this is a fundamentally sound company in the biotech space. It's just been getting hit. It's not going up in price. It's a sell recommendation. They grow their earnings at a clip of 29%. If you want to play the whole space without honing into one individual stock, LABU, an ETF, great for being able to do that. It is in a slight uptrend right now. I think if the space is moving as nicely as it is, LABU may not be a bad play, and it's an individually cheap stock. This is a great way to play the whole space. And here's that stock, ATXS Asteria on that angioedema, on that news, up 16% today. So let's go take a look at those stocks first. Let's go take a look at the stocks that I have: CDMO, HZNP, HZNP. There it is. Let's go take a look at the biotech companies. All right, let's go take a look at the biotech. 214 likes, and Glenn will send Joey's kids to college on his. Oh, heck no. I'm not doing. Why are you putting me up on that?
It's already done.
It's not already done. I'm not. Listen.
Yeah, we're almost there. We got 76 likes.
Whatever. Let's go look at these stocks. Now, keep in mind, this is a space that's hot, right? Let's go see which ones are good plays for you guys to keep your eyes on. All right, let's keep you. I have to go, Glenn. Have a good day, Stephanie. What is the squeeze you were talking about? Jonathan, I won't talk about that because it's covered in a VectorVest course. It's covered in a VectorVest course, and a lot of people paid to go to that course to learn about the EMA squeeze, and I'm not going to give that away. Hopefully, that makes sense to you, my friend. I won't do that to the people who've paid for the course. All right, so ATXS, the angioedema story, nice big move, 2 days in a row on big volume. Notice the volume is lesser. Take me off, Joey. Notice that the volume is lesser than it was yesterday, but still above average. I like this short term on, but it's news driven. All right, it's news driven. Does it have the ability to keep moving higher? Well, we'll see if the news is still enough to attract people to the stock. Short term, I do like it based on the news, but other than that, I'd be careful. And even though this is a hot space, I'd still be careful. These are more speculative to aggressive plays. LABU, I love this play. I love this play to take advantage of the whole space. And look at that nice uptrend. If this is not on your watch list or on your radar, it should be. I love that the 3 and the 8, even on the pullback, held to that level of support. Nicely moving up today. Today's volume is not above the average volume, but it has been for the past couple of days, either at or above. I do like this play as a way to take advantage of the whole space. All right, especially if the space is hot. Wow, CDMO, look at the relative value on this stock. It's got good upside potential. Another trending up stock. Gotta love it. I'm going to take that wick out. Love that play. Again, folks, if some of these stocks are not on your radar, they should be, especially if the space is moving up. But look at that nice up day. The 3 and the 8 buy recommendation. RT, you can't, and it's $17.94. I like this play. Like this play. Have a good day, Rodney. Like this play. Let's go to the next stock. Now, HZNP is moving higher. I do see that, but it's got a level of resistance that it's got to get through. All right, let's go draw that line for you. It's got a level of resistance that it's got to get through, and which is sitting at the value of 86.41. It's trading at 83.83. You got about $3 you can still make. And if it gets to that level, if you've made your $3, you might want to take half off the table. But if it goes up higher, at least you're still in the game. All right, at least you're still in the game. All right, so those are my stocks in the space of the biotech. I got 4 stocks here for you to look at. One is news driven, and the other ones do have some good potential, especially from the upside perspective. The HMOs, let's go look at UNH, ELV, Cigna, and Molina Healthcare. Look at those. Out of the top 10 stocks that are found in here, these are 4 out of the top 5. This is another great space to be in. And notice that all of these have relative values above 1 and relative safeties above 1. All 4 of these companies in the HMO group are all fundamentally sound. Now, the stock that concerns me the most is Cigna, because they can't grow their earnings in a double-digit way. But Molina is, Elevance is, and of course, United Health Group is. Looking at those, they are growing their earnings in a double-digit way, but Cigna is not. But Cigna is overvalued, all right, and they're still not growing their earnings at double digits. Molina is undervalued. Elevance is undervalued. Now, United Healthcare, which is one of the biggest names in the space, is currently overvalued. Let's go take a look at these stocks, view the stock graphs. So these are the 2 spaces that I was looking at stocks today. There's United Healthcare. Again, it is overvalued, but it's a fundamentally sound stock. The 3 and the 8 looks solid. RT looks good. Watch the falling volume. Now, the falling volume really doesn't concern me. Why? Because the stock is starting to move a little bit sideways right now, but the 3 and the 8 are still bullish. A little bit of a pullback today, but the 3 and the 8 are still solid. Let's go to the next one, which is, how come I can't click? There it is, which is ELV in a channel. All right, so not moving up, but sitting in the channel. RT is still above 1. The 3 is still above the 8. Down day to day. Keep your eyes on it. Wow, Cigna, though, on the other hand, look at that. Hitting a new 3-month high today. The body is bigger than the wick. A little bit of selling pressure, but a lot more body than wick. RT is moving up. Volume is okay. I'd like to see it better, but a new 3-month high, and relative value is at 1. Relative safety is above 1. RT is above 1. This is the one, though, that is not growing their earnings in double digits. Let's put earnings per share on. I do like the earnings, though. I do like the earnings rising. And you know something? This could be the engine that drives the stock's price higher, and maybe it's coming into fruition right now with the steadily rising earnings that are going to go on. AMC and GME got to wake up. GME, we're going to talk a little bit about that, talking about a 4-for-1 split. And Molina Healthcare, a little bit of a sideways move down day to day. The only stock that's moving up out of them was Cigna. All right. But in a space that's still hot, stocks for you to keep your eyes on. All right. So that was all from a news perspective in the 2 industries that I like today. Again, biotech stocks and healthcare HMO stocks. Those are the stocks that I want you to keep your eyes on. Now, featured watch list. And I'm going to do this every week. I got a featured watch list. And you know, how many of you watched biotech stocks go up 300, 400, 500% and wondered, how do I get into those stocks beforehand? Type a yes if you've seen that happen and you've asked yourself that question. How many of you have done that? I want to know, how many of you have seen, especially biotech companies get FDA approvals and they go up a ton, and you miss it, and you say to yourself, how do I get into those stocks before that happens? And everyone in this room should be typing yes, because I know I've done it, and I've watched, and I'd be like, holy smokes, how did that happen? All right, so something that I subscribe to a website, Biopharma Catalyst something or other. And I broke down and I paid for a subscription for it. And one of the things that they give me is a watch list of stocks that have upcoming phase 3 catalyst information coming out. All right. So I'm going to share some of that with you. And I've got 5 stocks that have phase 3 catalysts coming up within the next week or 2. All right, so all of these stocks have some kind of phase 3. So what happens is, if the FDA approves their phase 3, these are stocks that could go up exponentially. But the other side of it is, if the FDA says no, these stocks could get slammed. So this is a super speculative way to go. And a lot of these stocks are really inexpensive, so you might want to throw a little bit of money behind those. You never know which ones of these will go up exponentially. Now, how about the biggest mover today is ALDX? Now, keep in mind, all of these have some kind of phase 3 catalyst coming up in the next couple of weeks. Let's take a look at these stocks. All right. This is my featured watch list for this week, these phase 3 stocks. All right. And I want to look at these from 2 different perspectives. All right, I want to look at these from a day trade perspective just to give you some semblance on what the stock is truly about. So EYM, look at the volume, look at the price. Not a lot of volume yet. If you take this as a play, this is straight up speculative. Relative value, relative safety, both below 1. This is a straight up speculative play, but the only reason why I want you to have it on your radar is because it's got some kind of a phase 3 catalyst about to happen that could shoot this stock to the moon. But if I'm looking at it from a day trade perspective, I don't like the lack of volume on it. And you might find that on a several of these. Now, ALDX, on the other hand, does have some good volume. It's moving up higher throughout the day. And this is pre-phase 3 catalyst information. This is something to keep on your radar. And it's trading at $4.39. This may not be a bad trade to keep in your pocket prior to that phase 3 stuff. Next one, BCDA. Look at the lack of volume on this. So again, if you're looking at the stock, you're looking at it from a day trade perspective, and you say, holy smokes, I don't want to sit in that, then you don't. But if you want to take the chance that the approval or lack thereof, or the approval could move the stock, that's why I want you to keep them on your radar. ICPT does have a lot more volume, fading off right now. It did have a nice little move up this morning. Again, this is pre-phase 3 announcement. But look at that, settling in right now to a little bit of a channel. All right, so I wanted to look at them first off from a day trade perspective, and now I'm going to throw them on a 3-month perspective. A lot of these stocks are going to look like this. They're going to look like this because, a lot of money has been put into the stock. All right, look at that. Is Glenn high maintenance? 56 people voted, 50-50. For all of those who voted and said that I was high maintenance, I'm putting you all in timeout. That's right. I got the mic. It's me. I got the mic. I'm putting all of y'all in timeout. How about that? And for all of those people who said I wasn't high maintenance, you're now all my new best friends. All right. So I'm being judgmental. All right. It is. I'm being judgmental. Why? Because I got the mic. All right. So I'm looking at APLT overall in a downtrend. Is this phase 3 information going to be enough to push it up? A little bit of an update today. The 3 and 8 are crossing. It's got good earnings. The company makes money. Look at that. The company makes money, sitting at 96 cents. The company makes money. All right. It's losing money, but it's losing less money. There you go. It is losing money, but it's losing less money. It's starting to rise. So I'm keeping that up in mind as well. Let's go to the next one on a 3-month basis. ICPT is already in an uptrend. It's already in an uptrend. Nice up day today. Earnings is rising. Earnings per share is also negative. And you're going to find that with a lot of these drug companies. All right. You're going to find these in a lot of drug companies because a lot of drug companies put a lot of money into research and development only for the FDA to turn around and say no. And all that money they put out there just goes away. All right, so you're going to find a lot of companies that have negative earnings in this space. And when you can find one that's got positive earnings, we already looked at that one. That's something to really keep your eyes on. BCDA, falling earnings. All right, is the phase 3 information going to be enough to push this higher, at least to this level of resistance of $1.74? A little bit of a channel. The 3 and the 8 just crossed 2 days ago, moving up. Again, RT just went above 1. All right. All right, but watch the earnings. The earnings are falling. And the next one is ALDX. Wow, look at that. Now, earnings is a little bit all over the place, but look at the rise in the stock. Again, pre-phase 3. And the last stock, I like this stock. I do like ALDX. And EYN, a little bit of a sideways channel, rising earnings, negative earnings, but getting better. So all of these stocks have negative earnings, but they are getting better. And all 5 of these stocks are pre-phase 3 event. I want you guys to keep your eyes on them. And if any one of these go up a lot of money, you come back and say, thank you, Uncle Glenn, for putting that stock on my radar. All right? For putting that stock on my radar. All right. What else do I got going on today? Featured watch list, HMO. Now it's 243. Today, we're going to look at your stocks. All right, today we're going to look at your stocks, and I'm going to try to look at them. Let's take those off. Today we're going to look at your stocks. So I wanted to carve out some room. Today we looked at smaller amount of stories. We were more direct in the types of stocks that we were going to look at. We looked at some stocks both from an intraday perspective and an end-of-day perspective. Put some stocks on your radar. Did you like that format today? Type a yes or a no in the room. Did you like that format today? Type a yes or a no in the room. All right. I'm trying to mix things up a little bit because I want to keep you guys I want to keep you guys' attention in what's going on. And you know something, that's what it's all about. It's all about you guys. It really is all about you guys. And I want to make sure that I keep I'm not putting mug in there. All right. And in the same time, type in the stocks. You notice that I'm typing in your stocks as well. Pfizer, Walmart, Facebook people, what stocks you got going on? Facebook people, tell me what stocks you got going on. BX for the boogie down Bronx, baby. Yeah, the boogie down. All right, NEE, I told you today I was going to be hype. I wasn't joking. I so wasn't joking. All right, so I told you today was the day that you needed to bring somebody to the live stream. Today was the day to bring somebody to the live stream. When I tell you to do that, don't think I'm just be saying it to hear myself speak. Well, a lot of times I am saying that to hear myself speak, but not today. NS, DQ, Facebook, where you at? Facebook, where you at? What stocks you want me to look at? I'm going to take a few more. I'll take a few more. All right. If not, Alex, you ain't got no stocks on Facebook you want me to take a look at? Anybody? Lit is already in the list. Novo. And what's Novo? N-O-V-O? It's NVO. NVO, I'm looking for Facebook, folks. Nobody's new. New was a hot stock at one time when steel was rocking and rolling. Steel was a hot stock. Clearfield, CLFD, Lucid, LCID, Nokia. There we go from Facebook. Nokia. Thank you, Curtis. I appreciate it, my friend. Palantir. You know, that's a stock after my own heart. And I'm going to put Apple, of course, closing a trade. Alex was closing a trade. I got you. All right. MMAT, Neo. That's another stock. Grow. You really want to look at Grow Generations? You really want to look at Grow Generations? Pot stocks ain't it. APPS, Monica wants you. Hey, you get that? Monica wants you. That's Beyond Meats, BYND, double bottom and breaking out. All right, there we go. I got a lot of stocks in here. I'm gonna hit the enter button. How many stocks did I get up in here? All right, how many stocks did I get up in here today? 26 stocks, and we're gonna go through them all. We're gonna go through them all, but we're gonna do it on an end of day basis where I can see the intraday basis as well. All right, you guys ready? Now, for everybody who gave me a stock, who just gave me Clearfield. Clearfield was the number one stock by way of VST. Who gave me Clearfield? The number one stock in the list by the combination of value, safety, and timing. And then whoever gave me Unity Software, Monica. Wow, Monica, you gave me the stock that's all the way at the bottom of the list by VST. Woo! All right. So let's go peep through these stocks real quick. That was Jim. Good pick, Jim, on Clearfield. Being up there at the top VST stock. Let's go see something else. Let me close this over. Look at these stocks. All the stocks you gave me have good earnings growth rates. Even yours, Monica. And I'm going to pick on you a little bit today because it's all the way at the bottom of the list. That's not a bad thing, though. Most of the stocks have positive earnings growth rate. Beyond Meat. I made some money on it back in the day. I made about $100 on it in about a month's worth of time, but I'm not feeling it right now. Grow Generation, be careful with pot stocks. I'm not feeling them right now as well. So I just wanted to look at a couple of different things. Let's go graph them all. I'm going to put them all in a 3-month graph, and I'm going to put this on the graph layout more of a longer term or swing trade. All right, let's go put these more so on a swing trade. Where I'm looking at a 20-day exponential moving average. Clearfield, love the stock. Now, the whole idea is to find a stock moving from the bottom. I'm going to draw this for everybody to see. This is what freehand line. What the flying flip? Oh, that's Joey. Okay. What I'm really looking for the most part, for those of you who are new to the software, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for stocks that are moving from the bottom left to the top right, which pretty much stay right on this line. We call those ruler stocks, about a 45-degree angle. That's overall what I'm looking for when I'm looking for a good quality stock. All right. So by looking at Clearfield, it is all over back and forth amongst that 45-degree angle, right? But currently, nice up day, trending higher. You got to love that. I do love the trend higher. Make that a little darker for you. I do like the trending higher. I'm going to take off this. I do like that. It's above the 20-day. Love the volume and love the earnings. If I were going to take a look at this stock, I'd look at 5 cents higher than the high. I like the place in the telecom, fiber optics. I don't know where that sits as far as our industries, but I do like the play, and I like that it's hitting a new 3-month high, and it is a buy recommendation. All right. So, which stock is this? I thought, Rick, did I have the right stock? Clearfield? You wanted Clearfield? Someone says CFLD. I got CLFD. All right. So I like that stock. Let's go to the next one. Energy, still a hot spot, even though it's had a pullback. Look at the earnings per share rising. Stock is above the 20-day exponential moving average, also hitting a new 3-month high. I'd look at, if I'm not in it right now, 12 cents above the high. Now, Pfizer, for the most part, sitting sideways. So Pfizer, Moderna, they both look a lot alike, even with COVID almost in the rearview mirror, but not quite. And I'm thinking that these stocks may start taking a hit because the vaccine is already out there. Now what I do like about Pfizer, relative value above 1, relative safety above 1. This is a fundamentally sound company. They've got a lot of other stocks in the pipes, all right, in the pipes. But earnings per share, they're not growing their earnings. Their earnings growth is at 33%, but the earnings per share, you know why? They sold all of this stuff to the government. They sold all their stuff to the government. They made they still made money, but they didn't grow their earnings. And I'm thinking that they put a lot more money back into the company to look at the other drugs that are in their pipeline. So from the standpoint of looking at Pfizer, it's in a solid sideways move. I'm not feeling it right now. I do like the rise move of the short term. Short term, I'd like it because it's moving up, but long term, I'm not feeling it. Long term, I'm not feeling it. Merck, another one in the space, but at least it's moving up, if you want to say that. Still, if I drew that 45-degree angle line, it's above and below and above and below. Right now, sitting in a little bit of a channel, a lot of selling pressure. Look at the big wicks at the top of these most recent candles. A lot of selling pressure, but still above the 20-day exponential moving average, and earnings is rising. I'd be careful with this. If I'm not in the stock now and I'm looking to get into it, I'd look at going 12 cents higher than the most recent high. Okay. Wow. Nucor. Remember when Nucor, let's put this on a 6-month graph. Remember when Nucor was rocking? Right now it's rolling. All right. You remember the song by The Gambler? They called The Gambler by Willie Nelson. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. All right. There was a time. Nucor had its time. Big wick. Look at that shooting star followed through. That would have been a good technical way to get out of the stock prior to riding the stock all the way down. All right. You got to learn to read graphs. All right. Now, I do see a little bounce off support, but I'm watching the falling earnings. If I'm watching a stock going up, I want to see the stock going up with rising earnings. That's not what's going on. I got a little bit of a bearish divergence right here. Be careful with Nucor. I know it gapped up. I know it's an open candle. I know it's right at my 20-day exponential moving average. But watch earnings. That is a bearish divergence currently on Nucor. Txn Electric. Does it pay a dividend? If I'm going to look at in utility, it's got to be a utility that pays a dividend. Let's go see. Does it pay a dividend? Yes, it does. All right. Txn, looking at the freehand line. Is it moving up? Yes. It is above the 20-day exponential moving average. Earnings per share is rising. It does pay a dividend. I'd like to see the stock get out of this level of resistance that's sitting right about here. Yeah, that's a good level of resistance. I'd like to see it get above that 81.36 before I jump on it. If you're on it right now, leave it alone. Right now, it is coming against headwinds at 81.36. If the stock's price starts to pull back and you've made some money right here, don't be afraid to take half off the table. Don't be afraid to take half off the table. All right, let's go to the next one. NVIDIA. I just did a story on semiconductors. I like the earnings per share on these stocks. What's the problem? Supply issues. But if you looked at the video that I just did on Tuesday, there's a bill. It's a law, but they got to push the money out. There's the CHIPS Act. It's already approved, but they've got to start putting that money out to start bringing manufacturing back to the United States, because there was a time in 1990 where we had 37% of the global chip manufacturing. As of right now, we've only got 12% of the global chip manufacturing. I showed a story that in Sherman, Texas, Globotech is coming there. Taiwan Semi is one of the big names. NVIDIA, AMD. I love the earnings. They're making money. The problem is the supply issue. But I am liking the bump up on price. I'd like to see it get above the 20-day exponential moving average. Let's go to the next stock. NVO. Sideways move. I like the earnings per share. Positive earnings. Positive earnings on a drug company, but the company is still moving sideways right now. It's back and forth above and below the 20-day exponential moving average, but definitely in a channel. If you own it, I got a level of support, a final level of support that I want you to keep an eye on, sitting at about 105.75. If it falls below that, you might want to take the trade off the table. But I do like the earnings per share. It should equate to the stock's price moving up, but we've got to see. Next one, Txn Electronic Semiconductor. Again, I like the space. I do like the space. And I think that it's a powder keg getting ready to blow quickly. All right, so I'm keeping my eyes on the semiconductor space, and I want you guys to do so as well. Earnings per share, you'll see all the semiconductors are moving up. The prices are starting to move up. Some of these stocks are going to be good plays. Let's go into Apple. You know I love me some Apple. Nicely above the 20-day. Volume's picking up. Look at that earnings. You can't fight that. I might get ready to start to put in another position on Apple right now. I don't own Apple right now, but I'm seriously thinking about it. I think that I might wait till it gets above that 151.87 because it'll do a couple of different things. It'll break through the. Actually, if you extend this out, silly me. If you extend this out, it broke above the downtrend. This may not be a bad play now. I might look at today's price action and go 12 cents higher than that. It broke through the downtrend. Apple's setting up nice. I do like it. Who was the one that said they had the calls on Apple? The $10,000 calls were on Apple. Who said that? That may not be a bad play, but there is a sense of resistance or headwinds coming in at the price of about 151.87. All right, you still got about $5 on that. I don't know what your spread is. I don't know what call you bought. If you bought lower, Apple has turned on my daily. I'm feeling this. I might have to put in an Apple play. I really may have to put in an Apple play coming off of this low, but love the earnings per share. Love the earnings per share. All right, I do like the Apple play. Lit, ETF sector energy, starting to move higher, still in the channel though. Even with energy taking a hit, I'd like to see it break above actually this level of resistance of 78.48. It's at 75 right now. Nice open day on good volume. I need the stock to get out of its own way first. I need the stock to get out of its own way. Let's go see NEO. You know I love that space. You know I love the EV space. I like the EV space. It pulled back. Look where it stopped. Right at that level of support sitting at 20.42. And look at that bounce up. It's at 22.65. Let's see if it can break above this level of 23.92 if I'm not in it. I do like the uptrend. Earnings is lower than it was 6 months ago. But from price action, if the space is moving, let's see if we can get above that level of 23.92. Next stock, BX, Financial Management. Love the earnings per share. Bouncing off support, sitting at 87.18. I'd like to see it break above that 20-day exponential moving average. But once that happens, it does have two levels of resistance to get through, sitting at 101.16 and a level of 108.48. All right, so just keep that in mind if you own it. I like the bounce, but let's go see if it's got the legs to keep moving higher. Man, remember when fertilizers were kicking? Remember when they were rocking? Now they're rolling. All for the majority of this time below the 20-day. I do like the earnings per share, but I'm thinking this is an inflation thing. I'm thinking this is more of an inflation thing because you got to get the fertilizers to the farms to sell the food, and the wheels and the wheels turn round and round and round, and something about, and on that farm there was a cabbage, the prettiest little cabbage that you ever did see, and the cabbage in the ground, and the ground in the hole, and the hole in the ground, and the tree in the heat, and the green grass goes all around and around, and the green grass goes all around. I just took everybody back 50 years. I just took everybody back 50 years. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And you can laugh about it if you want. I want to see the LOLs because I just took you all back to what the songs you were singing to your grandchildren and the songs that you grew up on as well. That's all I got to say. I just took you all back. But fertilizers are under some selling pressure. I do like the rising earnings, but they are under some selling pressure right now. All right, let's go to the next one. Apps, Digital Turbine. Remember when it was hot? It ain't hot right now, right? It ain't hot right now. Sitting a little bit of a sideways below the 20-day exponential moving average earning. I'm not feeling apps right now. I'm not. Miss McClintock said that's a new tune. Really? Man, that's been around so far. Patrick said you might sing today, says Cigar. And there you go. I did. Big drop in earnings. I'm not feeling Digital Turbine right now. I'm just not feeling it. There's nothing that makes me feel warm and fuzzy about it. Nokia, another one of those meme stocks, right? Trending down, not above the 20-day exponential moving average. Earnings per share is lower than it was 3 months ago, actually 6 months ago. I like the move up short term. I do like the move up short term, but I'd like to see if it can at least break out of that level of the 20-day exponential moving average, and it's got 2 levels of resistance to get through as well. Short term, couple of days, yes. Long term, no. Long term, no. All right, let's get into another petroleum stock. I do like the rising earnings on this above the 20-day exponential moving average, but stopping right at that level of 1474, which is the current level of resistance. Let's see what it does right there. But notice that again, when I'm looking at a stock, see this sawtooth action? What do I call that? That's not Loch Nessy. That's really shark tooth. That really is. And as long as you can trade a stock like that and you're comfortable, do it. If not, stay away from the stock. All right? Stay away from the stock. All right, let's get to the next one. Palantir is a stock that I like. It's a tough stock. I still think that the stock's got great potential, but if you're looking at the graph, I wouldn't be in it right now. I think that this company continues to get contract after contract after contract, but it's just not. Why are they not making money? Because they put in all of this money from these contracts back in the company to make it better. The company is widely sought after because it takes data and uses it and puts it into useful information for whoever the client is. All right. From the protection standpoint of our country, they have contracts with the CIA and with the FBI to be able to take chatter from potential bad people out there and put into useful information, actionable information. That's what Palantir does. And they can do it for any service to make themselves more streamlined in what they do. So I think Palantir is far ahead of the curve of what they do. And there's a couple other companies out there. But Palantir is really doing it and doing it well, just like LL Cool J. They're doing it and doing it and doing it well. All right? They represent security, but they make it much better. All right, so there you go. Palantir is just a tough stock to hold. Right now, it's sitting at that level of 1024. It's got to break through that level. It's having a hard time. Nicely moving up today, but it's stopping right at that level of resistance. All right, Walmart. I figured that with the inflation the way that it is, that Walmart would be going up, that people would be moving more of their business to Walmart and Target and Dollar General and things like that. Interesting that the earnings is lower than it was 6 months ago, and it's just really jiggle-jaggling around. I do see the nice move up from this level of support, nicely above the 20-day exponential moving average, but it's just not doing what I thought it would do. All right, and it is what it is. All right, Lucid in the EV space, the rubber meets the road. Are they meeting the expectations that for delivering vehicles? We did a story yesterday. Patrick did a story on somebody beating the was it Rivian? Rivian putting out the cars. They said they would put Tesla selling a lot of cars. And any of these EV spaces, are they delivering on the vehicles? Even the Ford Lightning, they sold a lot of them, but they got to put them out. Tesla's the only one that's really, really coming to the table and putting these cars out there. All right, next couple of stocks, TQQQ. You only put that when the market's moving up, which it is today. But look at the volume. Nice move up today, but the volume is not as high as it has been for the past few days. It's below average volume. Interesting, huh? Which leads me to think that the market could have a nice down day tomorrow. All right, the volume is not there to back up the nice day we had today. I just want you to keep that in mind. That's all. I ain't trying to scare you. Just want to keep that in mind. Clean energy. Earnings on plug is going down, sitting at a level of resistance. Good level of resistance, sitting about 19 and a quarter. I do like the move up. I do short term, but short term really quick, coming up on that level of resistance of 19 and a quarter really quickly. And what seems to happen is it seems to pull back each time. So short term, unless you're already in it, leave it be. All right, short term, unless you're already in it, leave it be. Marijuana stocks, I'm not a big fan of them. Earnings per share, marijuana stocks and gold stocks, not a fan of either one of them. Earnings per share is falling, but today, nice move above the 20-day exponential moving average. We'll see what happens. I'm not putting a whole lot behind that. All right. Beyond Meats, man, look at, they're losing money. Nobody wants that fake meat. If it ain't real bacon, don't give me Beyond Bacon. I don't want that. But I don't know what's making it move now. Let's go see if there's any news associated with this. It's up almost 7% today. Let's go see if there's a press release. 10 days. I got nothing. Beyond Meat, that's 23 days ago, makes plant-based grilling more accessible. Who wants plant-based grilling? They're taking it to, I ain't buying Beyond Meat again. Just not doing it. All right. I hear you, John. I hear you. All right. But it is moving up. Short term, I do like it. Rising stock, rising volume. And you know something? I got a level of resistance about $10 from where it is right now, about 41.64. This could have some good upside potential. Watch the earnings, though. The earnings are not backing it up. But short term, I do like the move. Short term, I do like the move by way of price action, but I got nothing backing it up. Relative value is way low. This stock does not have good upside potential. Short term, I do like it. Glenn forbids Beyond on his grill. Absolutely. You putting that on my grill. All right. Metamaterials. Oh, I'm not feeling that either. Below the 20-day exponential moving average. Look at the fall on earnings. I got no news that even if I had news, I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that this is a tough stock to be in. Look at the big down day. That's a huge down day. I don't know what happened news-wise, whatever it is, it hasn't been able to recover just quite yet. And the last stock I have is Monica. I don't know what you like about the stock. Earnings per share, definitely moving down over the last 6 months. The stock is settling in for a long winter's nap, sitting in a channel. 47.21 is the level of resistance. And each time it did, it fell, and most likely is going to do it again. We'll see. All right. And that's all I got today. All right. So I made some changes today. And hopefully you guys liked it. We spent a lot more time on stocks. All right. We spent a lot more time on stocks, a lot less on news. And we got to look at stocks both on an intraday and on an end of day basis. And we got to look at your stocks today. All right. So, if you like this, comment even after this goes up on YouTube. Comment, let me know that you like this. And I'm thinking that maybe I will go more towards this format. But you guys got to invite people to the live streams. You got to do it. Because I want more and more people to see the power behind the VectorVest system. All right, that's what it's all about. I want people to see the power of the VectorVest system. Glenn, you recommended Progressive Corp a while ago. I've been in it ever since, and it's been good. Listen, it's not me. It's the software finding these stocks for you. That's what it is. Martha says great format. Raphael says great format. All right. How many likes did we get so far today, Joey? Did we get my 100? No, we didn't get up. We right there, right at 100. Folks, we had 97. I only need 3 more likes. I like to end with at least 100 likes. I like to. All right. So definitely liking today's format, says Roger. Again, I'm trying to do things a little different. This is all about you. We just hit 104 likes. Awesome. This is all about you. So I want to make sure that the format is in line with the things that you expect. But again, folks, when we start, I need you to share this link. Let's get more people here. I think the content is great. I like the commentary from you guys. Let's get more people to watch this. That's so much what I want, what I really want. I think that it warrants it. It really does. It warrants more eyeballs, and only you guys can make that happen. And we got 115. There you go. There you go. All right. With that, folks, I'm about to sign out for today. Thank you for joining me for Trending Thursday today. Love the support that you guys give us. All right. Adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii. Bom dia, salam, shalom, namaste, yasu. Until the next time, folks, see ya.